Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to a Thursday evening. Hopefully you all can hear me, so if someone can give me a thumbs up or something in the chat that you can hear me. I've done a ton of reprogramming on my stuff, and I think I've got everything set up. I see my stuff moving like I'm talking, so hopefully I set this up right. If someone can just give me a thumbs up or let me know in the chat. I know there's a slight delay, so just let me know, and I'll just keep on going. We're going to wait just a few minutes, you know, as I set up here and get a few people in the chat. So I tonight decided to do something kind of wintry, not necessarily Christmas, kind of over the Christmas kind of stuff. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Nobody's kind of given me the thumbs up yet. So, and I got some new stuff that I didn't have a chance to use prior to the holidays. And this particular set I wanted to use for the holidays and just didn't get to it. Had a lot of other stuff I wanted to get out and put some stuff out. So I'm going to just turn it up here a little bit and see if you... Oh yeah, we've got volume, so we're good. So I'm going to use almost everything tonight is going to be from Simon Says Stamp. I did a lot of stuff recently from them and some great things I wanted to try. So this is the embossing folder and cutting die set called Autumn Knits. Really cute. You've got the sweater, we've got the coffee, the pumpkin, and the acorn and coffee, and then like a mug, kind of, but a coffee cup here, right there. So we're going to do the coffee cup and the sweater. We're going to trying to get out 2 cards this evening, but I'm not going winter themed. We're going to go, or excuse me, Christmas themed. We're going to go winter, not necessarily winter colors, but we're just going to go cozy and hot coffee and a warm sweater kind of feel. So I want to start with the coffee cup portion of this, and I've done up some pre-work on this stuff just because I needed some things to dry before we get into it. So, oh hey Jim. Jim, I got your stuff out in the mail today, just FYI. I didn't get the email sent to everybody, but I will send you the little tracking for your little package coming to you. So thanks for hanging with me tonight. We're going to start with the coffee cup on this. So what I need to do first is I'm going to do an embossing folder. I want half of this card to have some embossing on it, and I'm using one of my new embossing folders from Simon Says Stamp called Refracted. And then we're going to switch over and get the embossing on the cup and then do a little bit something to my paper so it's time to dry. So we'll head on down to my down cam. Before I do that, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you all hang with me on my channel if you haven't done so already. You can also find me on Instagram at Manly Made Minute. So let's just quit chatting. Let's get crafty. So let's head down to my down cam here. All right. So I've done pre-work on my book page here. So I have an old book. I've got several of these. I don't even know what this book is about. Haven't even looked it up. But I tore out just an old page. Found one that already was kind of aged on it. And I have done the front and back in gesso and dried it. So I just used the, I think it's Diana Wakely clear gesso from Ranger Ink. Did both sides, brushed it on, let it dry, so now it's dry on both sides. So that's already done. Now what I want to do, and we're going to come back to that piece here once we get this portion done. So I'm going to have the paper kind of on torn edged here, and then this half is going to have my embossing from the Refracted. So let's get this embossed here first. And this one I actually haven't tried yet, but I'm doing it because it kind of matches almost the texture of the on the sweater for the embossing on those. So that's why I kind of chose this one. So we're just gonna go kind of halvesy here, and let's see. I'm gonna have to just overdo this just slightly to get this to fit, and then I'm just gonna run the. There we go. Actually, I need this to be more like so. And I will just fit where I need to fit for everything else. But I got to get this so actually, we'll just do the whole thing, because I'll just put the paper over the whole thing. All right. And with my Big Shot, it's taken me a while to figure this out on these 3D embossing folders because they're so thick. But I do have to just take it all, flip all this off with my Big Shot, and then run this through. Now I'm going to turn my side light off. I've learned that if I turn that side light off, it doesn't glare as much. All right, so we should get a very nice three-dimensional kind of grid. Oh, that looks great. I'm going to turn this one off just on the side here. Hopefully that helps without it being quite so glary. So nice texture on there. Gives it almost that sweatery three-dimensional kind of. So I'm going to leave this white. We're gonna put the old book over the top of this. All right. So we've got that. Now what I want to do is I just want to add some splatter to this. And now we're going to, my thought process, since I'm putting the coffee cup on here, is just that, you know, what do we do in the winter? We drink a lot of coffee, hot chocolate, hot toddies, read a book, getting a nice warm sweater on. So that's that theme that I'm going with this one. So I'm going to throw this in my splatter box. And I want more of a blue and brown kind of theme on this card. So I'm going to splatter this, dry it, then I'm going to take some coffee left over from this morning, put some coffee stains on there, then I'm going to enhance them with some walnut stain distressed ink from Tim Holtz, okay? So what I'm going to do to just splatter this is I've got Salty Ocean and Scorched Timber Distress spray stains, not oxides, these are just the spray stains, and I just want to give this a light splatter, okay? All right. I still want to be able to see the writing come through from that. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a great New Year. I had some time off over New Year. So now this is just my Scorched Timber. And I might want to just get some, I want some more big splatters, like I spilled coffee splatters on this. So hopefully everybody had a great, relaxing New Year. Didn't get, you know, too crazy. We just kind of hung out. We didn't do a whole lot. It was just nice and relaxing. Watched some movies, lot of couch time, so it was kind of nice. Just going to give this a little dry. Then I'm going to take my coffee, and we're going to stain this a little bit with my coffee. So this is my leftover coffee from this morning. And I just want this kind of stained, antique kind of feel. So, anybody do anything fun for New Year's? I'm boring. We're old and boring and didn't go out. We try to avoid the bars too much at that time of year because it just gets too crazy and too crowded and too dangerous, we feel, on the road. But hopefully you were able to enjoy some time with friends and family or just hang out. All right, give this a little dry. And I'll take this out of my splatter box. So I'm not going to use my splatter box for the staining part here. All right, now, all right, well, a little bit left to dry, but that's okay. So now I'm just going to take my coffee. I'm dumping it in a little Tupperware so I can dip the bottom of my brush in this and just stain it. Okay, so I'm just dipping, and I just want circles and drips on this so it looks like I just set my cup of coffee on it. And no pattern, just set it on there random. All right, that's that. Now what I want to do, I want to enhance this a little bit. So now I'm actually going to need to dry this. And I'm going to take my Distress Ink Walnut Stain. And I'm just going to watercolor this, basically paint it on the bottom of my my cup. So get this good and dry. We'll dab up some of this. And actually that picked up that timber nice and kind of bled it around. So I actually should have done that a little bit more. But anyway, if this isn't dark enough, I actually will grab that timber, I think, and set some down and paint that around. Because that looks like that would stain a lot better than this timber. All right, see, a couple of you jumped in. Welcome, everybody. We're just doing some coffee and sweaters, and it's all cozy. Everything's cozy, winter cozy this evening. I just thought after holidays, we're all kind of relaxing, but we're not going holiday colors or even winter colors necessarily. I'm just going some blues and browns on this one. Next one's going to be pink and gray. So we'll wipe this up. This is one of those things that you would not want to do on a normal project, is have your coffee sitting here and spill it, but this is probably the appropriate time to spill your coffee. I've been wanting to do way more with these book pages. Like I just haven't gotten around to it, and then the ideas weren't flowing as much, and now they are, and so now I've gotten those out, but I just like that look. So I'm trying to figure out more things to do with like old pages and things, because I've kind of going down that antique kind of mixed media stuff. All right, I'm going to put a little water. So I'm just basically what I want to do is paint the bottom of my cup here, because I just want more of more stain, basically, is what I'm trying to do in these spots. So if that doesn't do it, I'll get out my scorched timber. And I think I'm going to need my scorched timber. Yep, that's what I thought. So let's grab that scorched timber. I'm just going to throw that down here. And we're going to throw that on. Oh yeah, that'll work much, much better. Didn't know if that ink would get bright enough, because I know they're brighter than the oxides, but I should have known just because these are so intense. All right, just kind of roll that. Oh yeah, that works much better. That's cool. Got to get a little bit more, actually. I didn't necessarily grab, well, these are kind of older cups. They're still in pretty good shape, but I didn't necessarily grab an older cup in case this doesn't come off, but that's okay. Oh, there we go. All right, one more right on the other side. That's cool. I did it with coffee when I did the picture for my thumbnail, and it didn't come out as dark, so I knew I was going to have to add something to it. Just do a little bit more. All right. Yeah, that's cool. That is so cool. Okay, I'm going to dry this just a tiny bit, then I'm going to set it aside just to dry the rest of the time while we get the other card going. But I just need to start it drying so it doesn't stay wet on me. Now, just a little tip on a set like this with the embossing with the die cuts. So this particular one, and I'll grab the picture here and show you again, they're all separate individual kind of images or embossing sections. You know, there's another one, I can't remember what it was called, Autumn Gourds or something I got during Stamp Timber. And that one's the same. They're all separate individual gourds and pumpkins. And so I find that if I cut out with the die cut first, then line it up and run it through the embossing folder, it works much nicer, because if I emboss that sheet first and then try to die cut it and run it through again, it stays there, it kind of flattens it out, and sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's not. So all right, we'll get this little dry here in the back. All right, I'm going to set this aside just to dry as we are going to start on the other elements of this here. Just set this stuff aside and wipe this up before I get my fingers in it like I probably would, and then touch something and ruin it, because there's a lot of white on these cards. So I just want to make sure the surface is good and clean. Okay, so we've done the paper in gesso. I've done the spray on it. I've done my coffee stain on it. Now what I would like to do is I'm going to emboss and color these two pieces of what I was just talking about, right? So let me just show you I've pre-done some, but I'm also going to then just run it through and show you what I did, okay? So here are the sections. Make sure that's dry. Okay, let me just grab that embossing folder and the die cuts for you. All right, so this is that embossing folder again. Pictures, you can see these are individual elements on the folder with the die cuts that are with them. So it does come, and when you know, these individual die cuts, like so. Okay, so I took out of scrap paper that didn't have any extra stains on it, and I just die cut them out. So these are die cut, they're flat, there's not embossed on them yet. This is one that I just made sure that I got a nice emboss on it. So you can probably see if we can get that. My glare on these lights is so bright. Oh, there it is. You can kind of see that texture on the little mug hug there. All right, now what I do, and let's just grab this again. So now what I do with just a little piece of tape, because I don't want this to rip at all, on the bumpy surface that's pointing up, okay? Not the indent. This is the indented side. This is my side that's poking up, okay? I take and I line this up, and these line up actually perfectly. So I just make sure that my edges are lined up all around on here. It's not gonna kind of pop in place because we don't have it embossed yet. You know how we've done some things where you got to move it around, it'll pop it back in place. This one won't because we haven't embossed it yet. So you've got to make sure you've got it lined up nice, all the edges. But the die cut lines up really nice with this. And I'm just lining up my edges. Like so. Oh, I needed the pink one. I have a pink one. I'm going to do a pink sweater, so I got a pink one. I cut out the pink one. Good thing I caught myself on that one. So just line that up really nice. All right. I'm just using some washi tape to hold that down. Some really low tack washi tape on that. Okay. Now, because I'm running the embosser through, I've got to open this back all the way back up. And then run this through one more time now to emboss these two pieces. And it does a pretty good impression. I don't think I need to go back through. Yeah, that does a nice impression. This embossing folder is so nice. You can kind of see, there it is. There it is. All right, so I'm just going to lightly pull this up so it doesn't tear my paper. And I'm going to color this one. And I'm going to ink blend or kind of ink rub the sweater. And this is lighter cardstock, so I just want to be careful not to tear it. It definitely squished it more flat running it through there, so I got to be careful with this one. I just don't want to tear it. Well, hey, Tony's Witchy Art and Crafts, and thank you for new subscriber. How are you? Where are you from, Tony? How'd you find me? Just a search, or glad to have you? We're doing cozy this evening. I'm just going cozy winter sweater, coffee, not necessarily winter color themed, but just the concept of that cozy winter evening. So, and I'm just getting started on my elements here. All right, let's set that aside and let's just get these colored. So what I'm going to do with this one, and I got to kind of get my little pick here just to get that last little bits of tape off. Hopefully my head's not in the way for you all. There it comes. My fingernail just couldn't grab it quite right. This did crack a little bit here at the top because it's so thin. I didn't realize how thin that paper was. Now what I want to do with this, I want to go tone on tone. So I'm just going to add, and I'm going to get out my little sticky mat so this stuff doesn't move here on me. I want to go tone on tone. So I'm going to add on that texture that's raised, I'm just going to add pink. I'm not going a lot of super crazy color this evening. I just want simple. And Boise, Idaho, and just scrolling. Well, thanks for hanging. All right, so this one, we're going to go pink. And this one here, just on my little sweater, I want to go blue. So I'm using my, I don't have a bright Distress Oxide Pink because I'm just getting started on these. So I'm going to use Pucker Up by Catherine Pooler on the sweater. And I'm just going really light, like very light, because this is a foam pad that squishes really easy. And I'm just going tone on tone. So I'm just using Pucker Up on this light pink paper. Okay, so that's it. Sweater's done. We'll set that over to dry. We're going to get this one out of my way. Now I'm going to use the Distress ink, and this one is Mermaid Lagoon, just on my sweater piece of this one. And I'm going to do the same, pretty light, because this is a relatively juicy, newer pad on the mini. So I'm just going very light, just on the sweater piece. And then I'm going to alcohol marker color the rest. Okay, that is it on that piece. So my light, I gotta fix this light. So there's the sweater, okay? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm using a Hoo-Hoo markers, and I'm gonna go brown on the lid and just kind of that grayish white on the cup itself. And it's really simple, quick coloring. So on the cup itself, to keep it more white looking, on a Hoo-Hoo, I'm using my GG3, GG1, and then CG2, maybe with a little blender if I need it. Okay, so on this, my darkest color, and I'll just grab a scratch piece of paper here just to show you these colors. So let me just swipe these. I believe my GG3 is going to be my darkest, so that's GG3, then I need GG2, and then my GG1. So GG3, GG1, and then CG2. Okay, so GG3 is going to be my shadow. So I'm adding my shadow. I'm going to zoom in because I bet you the light will be just slightly better if we zoom in here. All right. So I'm going to add just my shadow underneath this lid with my darkest gray, very little of it. A little bit here, and then I'll just run just a little bit there. Now underneath the sweater here, in the corners, and just a little right through that middle. And then I just pull it out just a little bit. So what I want to do is create that appearance of a round cup, just on the bottom. I don't need to do that on the top because I don't have enough space. Okay, so now I'm switching to my GG1, and I go over that again, and then pull that out. And I just keep blending that until I get that soft line on this. And then pull this out. I keep it just a little jagged so that I don't get a nice little line in there. And same thing here. Now I'm just going to go over that line and pull it towards the middle. Okay? And then use that last one, CG2. And I go over everything one more time and pull this out. And then go through that middle. So I'm kind of trying to keep that highlight in the middle to keep that roundness on it. And then just get a nice little straight edge right there. Okay. That's the cup portion. Same exact concept on that lid, except I'm going to go a brown lid. I didn't want to do black because I didn't think black on the rest of this card is not going to blend as nice. So I'm going to do my Y13 and my BR1 and BR2. So Y13 is going to be my darkest around these edges. And just a little bit. I don't want to pull too much of this one in. It'll get too teddy bear dark. Just like so. There's a little lip right here, so we're just going to go a little line there and a little line on that bottom lip. And then I'm going to blend most of this with that second brown, okay, which is going to be my BR1. All right. How's everyone doing? I just got back to work today after a long, well, we had a long vacation over Thanksgiving. Then I was at work for like a week, and then I didn't have all my PTO taken, so then I took some PTO. So like almost another week off. I'll be honest, it was hard going back to work today. So I did most of this with that lighter brown, and then I'm just going to take that last one, very light BR2, and then run over everything and then fill in that middle. Kind of keeping those highlights down that center on all of this. And then just blend that out so I don't have any harsh lines. Just get rid of those harsh lines. Okay? That's my coffee cup. That's it. Done with the coffee cup, done with the sweater. All right, now I am going to cut my little element that I want my cup to go on and my sweater. So I've got a gray and a craft, and we'll just come back out here a little bit. And I'm going to use this square, make a little diamond out of it, and layer on top of these. So let me just cut these pieces out because we've got some ink blending I want to do on these pieces. Go back to normal here. Welcome, welcome everybody. Anybody still recouping from New Year's? Oh, I don't know what popped up here. Let me just get that back off. Luckily, we didn't do a whole lot for New Year's, so I had no hangover to recoup from and back into the groove of things today. So the craft is where I'm going to layer my coffee cup on to go with that brown theme. The gray, I'm going to layer that pink sweater on because we're going pink and gray on that. All right, now what I want to do is just give this some dimension on these squares. So I'm going tone on both. I'm going to go with my Distressed Walnut Stain for the coffee element. Let me just clean off my little piece here. All right, get this ink off of this one. So I'm just going to ink blend those edges just to soften this down a little bit. Give this a little something here on this middle element. Oh, hey, yes, Deb. I'll be honest, it's I'm thinking on doing another 30-day challenge now, like I did with my watercolor, that all the videos are up on that, and do my markers. I've just been doing little elements at a time, but I think honestly, I think it's another practice thing. I started following Carrie Ingram Trainer on Instagram. She does one thing a day for her nightly wind down with Copic, and she's amazing. I want to be able to color like that, to be honest. So I think I'm going to do another 30-day challenge with markers, but I'm not sure yet. Take a little small element. Honestly, what Carrie told me is she took a pumpkin and color this pumpkin every day for I don't know how long, and just practice shading different colors, tones, different ways of shading till she got good at it. And so I think I'm going to do the same like I did with my watercolor. Take one element and just practice it on markers. And actually, I love the markers are kind of fun. I'm kind of scared to do them. Like, honestly, for tonight's video, that's why I'm like, I can do this little piece, probably to do a full floral and make it look beautiful like I see others do. I'm not sure if I could do it and make it look like comfortable to put on camera quite yet, but I knew I could do a small little element. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. This one I had to switch to Catherine Pooler too because my gray was not dark enough that I have for Distress. So I'm using the Slate by Catherine Pooler. Again, tone on tone for these two little elements. Not much left for these two cards, to be very honest with you. Yeah, Deb, do a 30-day challenge to yourself, and just the watercolor one, I did the same stamp for 30 days and tried to color it in different ways and learn different ways as I went. So it's a good way just to practice and make it, don't overdo it. I kept it simple, same stamp, not a huge, big, huge stamp. Okay, so there's my two little tone-on-tone little square elements, all right? Now, let's go back to my paper, okay? Almost dry. I'm going to give it a little blast of heat just to make sure that's dry. And we're going to take our embossed piece. Oops, I better... Did you guys almost catch me? I almost just set this right down in my ink, which... All these white elements, I'm so bad at getting a fingerprint on them or something. All right, wipe this down so I don't have any stains on here. All right. Now the idea here is to get a corner piece. I'm going to tear this. This is a very old vintage book. It's a very brittle piece of paper, so it tears quite easily, so I may not get the perfect corner, but if I don't, I'll just start throwing some pieces down till I get as much as I want on there. So, but man, I'm telling you, this book is brittle. But check out this book. So this particular one came with, nope, was it this one? Yeah, this one had some pictures in it even, which are so cool to throw some of these pictures on a card. Right? Like, talk about like vintage, old world, old school kind of stuff. Like, I'm definitely gonna use these pictures on some mixed media tags. That's for darn sure. Okay, now let me grab my little embossed piece. Right? So this is that embossed piece, and this side looks a little bit. Nope, it was this side. This side's poking up a little bit more. This was the upside. I want at least half, so I'm gonna kind of mark where I need to rip this to. Here to here, this corner here. And so I'm going this corner to this corner. And I'm going to want, actually, no, gotta go this way. This corner, because I want as much of those coffee stains as possible. So I gotta go this way to get... Let me check again. I can't. My brain cannot comprehend this. Nope. It's right here to here. Here to here. Yeah. My brain cannot comprehend that when I flip it over. I must be, it's like too late in the night or what? Okay. So tear to here to here. I'm going to start though out because I just know how this might tear not the greatest. Oh, not bad. So I'm actually going to tear this little, I'm going to tear this little chunky off, like so. Oh, I like that. And I need a little bit more off of this little piece in this corner here. Oh yeah. I like. I like that. Okay, so we're going to glue this little puppy down. Okay, going to leave that white. So I'm just going to do my glue right to the back of my page. But I've got to be careful because once this gets wet, this paper gets so brittle and tears so easy. So get my edges on there so that those go down nice. Okay, and then just place this in my corner. If you wanted to tear all these edges, you certainly could. I mean, it actually would look cool torn all the way around and just leave it rough on this edge. I'm going to get a little weight on here because of all that texture. I want this to make sure that this sticks for me. Like so. Now I'm just putting these on black. So my mats are just going to be simple black for tonight. So And then I want this element here. And then my sentiments, and I'll get these sentiments cut out. I just bought, I think this was on Black Friday sale, I think, can't remember. And I'll link all this stuff in my comments. I didn't put anything in comments until after because I never know what I'm going to use and not use. So this was a pack. I've never purchased one before. And these are like sentiment strips. I didn't know if they're stickers or not. They're not. They're on really thick, like super thick cardstock. Really good, high quality. And this was from Simon Says Stamp as well. And so I'm going to cut my sentiments out from this one. So I want, and I just melded all this together. So I think I was going to do, let me see. You Warm My Heart for, so I got to find the Warm My Heart sentiment in black. So You Warm My Heart, oh, Warm My Heart and You Warm My Heart. I thought that would be cool for the coffee. And then I'm doing Hugs to You in white. Hugs to You in white. So this is going to be for the sweater. I know they advertised this embossing folder with the Hugs die. I didn't buy it. And I probably should have, but another time, right? But these sentiments work perfect. So while this is drying, I'm going to cut out my sentiments here. And these are so easy because it's so thick cardstock, it's really easy to cut. So we're going to do the Hugs to You, and easy to line up too. Hugs to You, and then we'll just go about like so. I mean, it just, look at that, it just like comes, it just came right off. It's so easy. And then I thought for these cards, I just wanted I wanted it simple for the sentiment too. So these strips, I think, make the sentiments really, like when I've seen other people use them, it just makes it look so, it's simple, right? Okay, so there's the Hugs too, and we'll do You. So I'm just going to cut out this whole strip of You. Good Valentine, now that I'm thinking about it, this would be a good Valentine's card. Hugs to You, You Warm My Heart. Actually works great for Valentine's. Hi, Cordelia. How are you? Welcome, Cordelia. Had to pop you up. Oh, don't be sorry that you're late. Hey, life happens, right? You guys, I thought I was going to be late for this, my own live. I said at the beginning, I just reprogrammed all my stuff for programming and got some new stuff going for the new year, and everything was working hunky-dory last night after I finished, and I was setting everything up here tonight to get ready for this, and I thought, you know what, this always happens to me the couple times I've done lives, I go to turn this on, right? I'm going to pop up here. I go to turn this on, and it doesn't work. Nothing works. And then when I've done 2 lives with Elizabeth Costa Rogers, I swear to you, we weren't meant to do lives. Every single time we've had issues, nothing, my sound doesn't work or something doesn't work, my programming doesn't work. Anyway, long story short, at 5:30 tonight, I'm frantic. I lost everything. I'm trying to reprogram stuff enough just to do my live for tonight. Hopefully I got it fixed. I actually think I've reprogrammed this thing so many flippin' times that I think Hugs to You and then Warm My Heart. I'm chit-chatting here. That it didn't take me long and I got it all reprogrammed, I think, because I've had to redo this how many flippin' times, but I'm using OBS and I love it. But I'm telling you, I just got to learn not to panic because it is what it is. If I had to cancel, I would have had to cancel. It is what it is, right? All right. Cordelia, I also told Jim, because Jim was a winner of my year anniversary live, your guys' stuff went out in the mail today. I will send you both screenshots of the labels so you can have the tracking number on it. But that stuff is on its way to you. Sad. Anthony's Papers is officially closed. He's got stuff on sale, I think, through the 15th now. But I sent you guys a few extra little gifts too, by the way. I sent you a couple little extra cards just to have some Anthony's Papercraft cards. I thought that'd be kind of fun to have in the package for you guys. So you guys got some extra cards coming. Okay, good and dry. All right, now, so I've embossed this, I've splattered this, we've torn it, ink swipe my little sweater here, so that is dry. And now we're going to put this onto this one. So I'm going to, before I layer this up, I'm going to glue down this onto my, going simple black. I could have did craft on the back of this, but this one I'm just going to do simple black on both of these to get things to pop. I didn't want to kind of overdo my elements and my coloring. I did use a old book page. I just showed the book. I'll show you. It's an old book that I got at an antique store, and the pages are super brittle on it, like very brittle on it. So I had to gesso it. I covered it in gesso both sides before I started, because I knew I would have to let that dry. And this one just isn't lining up the best. All right, let's put a weight on that puppy to let that tack down. All right, now I just want to layer this like so, and then I'm going to pop it up on some dimensionals. But I want to see. I think the U warm my heart off this way. I think we're going to go like so here, and then I think like that, because that'll play off onto the card. All right, so I'm going to glue this in the corner. And actually, I'm going to go dimensionals, because I like my dimensionals on my cards. So let's just give it all dimensionals. So we're going to have to go off a little bit into the inside of that, like so probably. Yep. Yeah, Cordelia, this is, I probably shouldn't show the title of the book because I don't know if it's smutty or not, but 7 League Boots by Richard Halliburton. Look at these pages, how some of these pages in here were already like antiqued. Like look at the edges of that. Isn't that cool? But look at this one. Like look at the pictures that were in here too. So super cool book with some really cool pictures. I'm going to make some tags out of these for sure. I think these tags might be my new favorite for this year. Actually, the whole mixed media thing is going to be my favorite for this year. Cordelia, I put a card, a thank you card in all of your guys' package. Since you are close, I actually put a little note in there. We've got to connect here at Nutwood Winery, by the way. Was there this past weekend for New Year's. All right, and when I laid this out, I forgot I was going to do a diamond, so that's why I turned this. So now I can go U. That tucks nicer anyway. U. Warm my heart. Oh, I love that. All right, let me grab some tweezers, and we're going to glue these down. And I'll probably put some dimensionals on the end of that one because it's going to be popped up on my coffee cup. Yeah, Cordelia, we have our favorite little waiter. Well, they're all our favorites because they're all so dang cute and bubbly and nice. We have our little waiter that every time we walk in, like he sees us come in, he'll come track us down and welcome us, and then he's like, he'll tell the host or whoever's working, he's like, these boys at our table, it's just so, it's kind of cute. We got talking about our holiday trip and going to Amsterdam on the last leg of our trip, and he was saying how one of the older ladies that he works with went to Amsterdam just this year and comes back and he giggling and he's like, and she has seen stuff she's never seen before. We were laughing. It was kind of funny. Your furnace is out, and we have to get a new one. I'm stuck at home for a little while since we're living with a spacey. Oh no! Oh no! Especially now that it starts getting cold. Well, for here, it's cold, right? Of course, you know what? It always goes out when you just don't need it to, too, right? All right, sorry for my head. I just want to make sure I've got this straight. Come on. I gotta look at it this way. That's cute. I'm glad I did black because for the sentiment, since I did the black matte on this. All right, let me throw this up on my card base. Get that tacked down, and then we've got this card done, and we'll tack together my my sweater weather one. We got a little work to do on the sweater weather one, but that's okay. I cut my card bases, my matte card bases, when I do full panel like this, I do the 5.5 by 4.25, but then I go 1/8 of an inch less on both because I like a little bit of the white border. I don't like it to go to the edge, and that's just personal preference, to be honest. I just want to make sure I didn't want to put anything there, and I don't think I did. Yeah, I think yep. All right, pop this up on dimensionals. In the high 20s. Oh, God. Well, they're predicting, it's been nice for a couple days here, and now they're predicting like snow down here in Georgia. So, but it's gotten chilly at night. It took me longer than my partner to adjust. He got cold down here real quick. It's taken me at least 2 years. The first year I was down here, I was in shorts all winter long, coming from the Midwest, and people thought I was crazy. But now I'm cold during the winters here. All right, I'm gonna pardon my head. I just want to make sure this is up and down and side to side, top to bottom, and even. Like so. That's it. I could add, I don't think I have a good enough color though. Let me just double check. Because I don't want to overdo it. I do this every time. I overthink it and then I overdo it. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of blue Nuvo drops on here. Just a couple. Because I don't think I have, no, I don't want to do shiny. This is more masculine anyway. I'm gonna do a couple Nuvo drops on these top edges. So we're gonna do 5. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and I'm keeping them in the divots so that this doesn't seep down because there's some divots on here. So I'm going to go divot this way. 5. There. That gave me something here. I felt like I needed something, just something. And it doesn't keep it too blingy. So there's this first one with the mug. I love how this turned out. I really like this. I love the paper. The paper, how that turned out, I think was exactly what I had in mind in my head. I'm going to set this aside so I do not smudge my wet Nuvo drops, okay? So let me just get that out of the way. Have a hot toddy, make Gordon shovel. Yeah, in the 70s. Deborah, where are you at in the 70s? I think if we leave Georgia, we're moving somewhere where it's going to be nicer at some point. I don't think this is our forever home yet, but who knows? Okay, now my sweater one. Okay, so I have this and this as my top element. The back. A little bit of work to do in this back, but not too bad. I'm going to do some strips, and I recently got, we're going to do pink and gray strips to match, and I recently got this pretty pink Posh strips, and so we're going to do pink and gray strips, and I don't want to go super big on these, but I don't want to go super, we're going to go in this middle range one. Okay, let me grab my Big Shot stuff. I've got, I couldn't find scraps big enough, so I cut a gray to match that gray little square piece of paper in half. This is actually a scrap I had in my bucket for the pink. So I'm going to need a couple of each. I think we're going to do 5 strips. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to do 3 gray and 2 pink, because I got pink on the sweater, so I don't want to add too much pink, okay? So we're going to do 2 pinks, and grab my poker tool. And I got these because, you know, we can cut strips from, let me zoom out here. We can cut strips with our cutter, but this gives it that nice little edge, so it's just a little bit more, it's a little bit more polished. Either one, I do both because I got a ton of scraps. I love scraps. I do a lot of scrap stuff. But this one, I just wanted it a little cleaner and a little bit more polished on this one, just because the die cut is so polished. All right. And I'm coming up on the hour, but I think we'll finish here pretty quick. All right, so then we're going to do 3 of these, of the gray. Okay, I may need somebody to explain Kendra's card challenge. Deborah, I'm in Conyers, but it's cold here, 70s here in Toronto. Oh, yes, very, 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 very true. Yeah, somebody needs to explain to me the Kendra's card challenge. I just watched another video on it today, just the concept of it, and like are the people that are making it winning, the people that comment on it winning? Can anybody do it, or the only ones that do it are the design team, and then they show the cards? So I need to better understand that more. Bitty Penny did that one today with strips. Which one? She did one of these with strips? I didn't even watch her thing today, which I normally do. So Jim, yeah, tell me, did she do this card with strips, or did another different card with strips? I hope I'm not repeating what she did. I would absolutely just totally hate to do that. Okay, now I have just a piece of typing paper, 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to glue my strips down on this. So I'm going to start with gray, and I'm going pretty much kind of corner to corner, like so, because I want it to go over the corners. Okay, so I know I'll get 1, 2, and I've got to get this to stretch, so I might have to bring this down. Let me just get these on here. 2, 3, actually we might just have to do 4. Let's see if I can get the 5th one in there. I think 4. I think 5 is going to be too. 5 is going to be too much. So, and it's more even with 2 and 2. All right, so I'm going to go right about there. It's going to be my first one. So let me just mark the bottom. You emailed me Biddy's video. Okay. Please tell me I'm not repeating what she did, though. Because I would just really feel bad if I'm repeating what she did. I'm not copying, I swear to you. So I'm just laying these down on, this is like my template, right? Because I know that's what my card base is. And then I'll just trim the edges and just glue the whole thing down. Like so. And just make sure you got a good, since I have a white background now, I just want to make sure they're up and tight next to each other so I don't have that gap. Oh, good. Okay. Thank you. I'm like, oh my gosh. I am doing a Biddy Penny live, not with her. if she wants to join me, I'd love to have her. So maybe I'll reach out to her and see if she'll join me. I bought her Queen's paper. If you have not seen that Queen's paper, it is so cool. It is so funny. I can't wait to try it. So I'm going to try do some, haven't decided if I'm going to try do some ATCs, some trading cards, or do like a tag. And I'm going to try to do something with that Queen's paper. I can't wait to try it. I want to do one thing with this. I forgot to grab it. So we're going to do a little sweater weather from Gina K. And let me see if I can find her sweater weather stencil here quick. Hopefully it's close by. Here we go. So I can give some texture back onto those pieces. We're gonna do this sweater weather in white. I thought it would be cool to go in white. So now, yeah, I'm gonna go diagonal here. And we're gonna go right like so. So let me throw this up on this so it sticks down for me. Line this up where I wanted it. Like so. All right, and let's see. I had my white out, I thought. Didn't I? My white. Oh, she used her paper. What paper did she use? Now that I'm talking out loud, I seriously think I need to invite her in on the live with me. I think I'm doing that one next week, actually, is what I have scheduled. I've got my schedule figured out. Okay, well now I can't find it, so I might have to do a different color, because now I can't find my white ink. Did I not throw it back in here? Oh, come on. Oh, I see it. I figured white would just kind of look cool because I'm going to keep the rest of that background simple too. And I don't use this enough. I'm using the Simon Says white pigment ink, and I don't use pigment inks a whole lot. And I probably should, just to get used to them. Oh yeah, her roses. She just did one with her roses, which turned out so cool. I like those elephants too. The elephants were really cool. This is so delicate, it's hard not to get it to move. Like you kind of have to hold this down because it moves so dang easy. Or go back and forth versus in a circle, because otherwise it moves these little pieces. There's nothing holding the middle. All right, I didn't want it too crazy anyway, so that keeps nice little subtle. Oh yeah. Okay, put my little cover on that. Now I'm just going to take and trim the ends off of this. Like so. And then trim the white off. So I'm just left with my strips. And then I'm going to put this on a simple white background. That edge tore a little bit, it was still wet. All right, clean my fingertips off of this pigment ink. And clean my surface here. Now I'm just going to do a simple white background, but we're going to add a little bit of snowflake to it, okay? So now if I take this, throw this up on here, I want in this corner, in my two corners, very, very, very pale snowflakes. So I'm using this new Simon Says stamp Winter Flurries little snowflake die with my Distress Oxide Spun Sugar, and I'm not going to put a ton of ink down. I just want this very light in this corner, okay? So I'm not putting a ton of pressure because I just don't want this too dark. And spun sugar is pretty light to begin with. And let me just check a little bit more. A little bit more. But I don't want super crisp and super clean on this. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing in this corner, and then we're going to put that strip right down the middle. So winter themed, but not winter, the typical winter icy blue and you know all that stuff, right? Pink was super hot over the Christmas this year anyway. Okay. See if I can get this to not be so glary. There we go. So very pale in those two corners. Now I'm going to take my strips and glue it right down that center. Okay. All right, let's pick this up, and it goes this way. So line up my edge, because I had this on my template, so it should fit, and it does. And tack that down. So bring this out a little bit. That's my cover. Put this on black. That black and pink will look really nice against each other. Yeah, these snowflakes are really cute. And it's a 4x4 or 3x3 little stencil, so it's a cute little stencil. All right, this pink and black really looks good. Line that up. Let me put my little weight on here just to get a good tack on there. Get my card base. All right, we're going to do the same concept, same layout. Okay, essentially the same layout. I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals because my sweater's done. Just like so. I'm going to put just some little strips on those arms like I had on the other one. So a couple little strips. Tiny little strips here. Come back out here a little bit. Where's the little, oh, the sweater die and the cup are from the Autumn Knits embossing folder and die set from Simon Says Stamp. It's called Autumn Knits. And I'll link everything in the description when we're done. I just didn't do it beforehand because I didn't know what all I was going to be using for sure, and I thought I'll just do it after. But I'll link everything in there. It has the at the beginning of the video I showed it. It's got the sweater, it's got the coffee cup, a coffee mug, and an acorn. Super cute set. Very easy to die cut. They're all individual, so you can do it all in one like card base, but it's kind of set up, I think, nicer when you cut them out individually. This pink paper got really thin and fragile from pressing it through. Didn't realize how thin it was. Yeah, hope I don't tear it. Okay, little glue to tack. Okay. And I'm doing the same layout. Like so. And then this one is going to say hugs to you. So we're going to glue that U down right in that corner. Fits really nice right in that corner. Okay, so that can go right there. This one just needs a little bit of dimensional on the tip of it. Just on the very end, so I've got to go on this end. Thank you everyone for hanging this evening. Appreciate it. If you have not subscribed, don't forget to hit subscribe. Would love to have you guys subscribe and hang out. All right, so this one, about like so, I think. Spread that out just a little bit. Look straight. Sorry for the head in the way. And then dimensionals on this. So similar layouts, different design, with two totally different looks. What I like about these though is, so I try to do one masculine and then one feminine. And whatever color you use, and materials you use, would just totally switch up the vibe of these. Make a blue sweater, make a brown sweater, like totally switches up the vibe. And I was just trying to show like two different versions that way. All right, same thing. Center this little puppy. Like so. We're gonna have to twist this just a little bit. My eyes keep wanting to line up to the stripes, not the diamond. Okay. Up on the card. What would be cute is to take some strips of this, of pink and gray, and throw some strips inside here, which I might do off camera. And even on the other one, then I might take some of that old page and throw it in the corners. I think on the inside would look super cute. And I won't do it now. Let me grab a piece because I had some left over. But wouldn't it be cool just to take, and I probably shouldn't touch this because I'll probably screw up my Nuvo drops, but wouldn't it be cute just to take and throw like some paper in the corners, which I'll do once this dries. Okay, there we have it. That's it. Now, because I did it on the other one, we're going to do it on this one because I liked how it turned out. I'm just going to take some Dream drops. These are some more Nuvo drops, and I'm going to do the same thing, I think. I'm just going to do like a couple going top and bottom. And this is like a pink shimmer. Anybody else have issues trying to figure out where to put your embellishments? All right. Where's my shadow here? There you go. 3 up here, 2 down there. So here's the first one. And there's our first one and second one. Super cute. I love how I'm very happy with how these turned out. They turned out better than what I had in my head. So there we go. That is 2 cards, everybody. Let me just show you face, because this face camera is a little bit better with color and it adjusts better. So there's the first one. I actually really like this one. And then here's my second one. I'm just trying not to smudge my Nuvo drops. I think these turned out cute. I really do. So thank you, Cordelia. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. She says, whoops, that she likes both and they're so different. So yes, I try to do 2 different vibes. Thank you guys so much for hanging. I think I did this almost exactly on the hour. 2 cards, so I'm super happy with that. I'm going to link everything in the description for you guys. Almost everything was Simon Says stamped with a couple Catherine Pooler inks, but I tried to stick with Simon Says stamp stuff and my Distress, but I had to throw a couple Catherine Pooler because I didn't have the right inks to match and dark enough to blend. So thank you for hanging. Glad you guys were here, and my new schedule, I've got a couple of things. One, my Monday Moments is switching. I'm going to do Monday Moments every other Monday. I've got a new series coming out that's going to start, I think it starts this coming Monday. It's going to be, I'll spill it. It's going to be called, okay, I will try that. And it is stuff that I see out there that are trending that I haven't tried, or I'm like, oh, I'll try it sometime, and then I never do. So TikTok stuff, or like the thing is to do watercolors on the rim of a glass and put it down and then do a bulb. I've never done that. I've never done stuff with shaving cream. So this is going to be stuff that I see. If I get it from another designer, I will call that out for sure. Like, hey, I saw this, they've done this a ton, I'm going to try it. If I haven't tried it myself, it's going to go into that new series, alternating with my Mondays. I'm going to commit to every Thursday at 7 p.m. for my lives. So new year, new stuff, and I got a ton of new stuff that I bought on the holiday sale. So you guys, thanks for hanging with me, and this was really fun. I'm super happy with these cards. So till next time, I'll see you guys then. Bye.